Good morning, good morning. Welcome back to Bissell Maple Farms YouTube channel. I am Nate. You're in my truck. I film in my truck a lot, and I'm going to put a little intro together for you because I need to explain what these videos are about. We are doing a project for the Paul Bunyan show, which is the largest timber show in America. It just so happens it's also one of the largest, I would say, collections of YouTubers in America as well. There are so many YouTubers that come to Cambridge, Ohio for this event. And a couple years ago, if you remember, we did a maple syrup dunk tank. I'll put a link to that up above, and you can see the maple syrup dunk tank where we actually brought a dunk tank to the Paul Bunyan show, brought maple syrup, filled the tank, and did some baseball, $20 a ball for charity. It was a lot of work, and everybody still remembers it. And it was a lot of fun. So there's 3 YouTube channels that I met through YouTube, through the sawmilling community. And it's really something that I love. And, being able to do this with 2 other channels. So 2 guys timber framing. These guys are timber framing nerds. I love them. They're just savants. So when it comes to building timber frame buildings, it's both art and science, which so is making maple syrup, if you think about it. There's a lot of art and there's a lot of science to it. And when you're watching somebody that's good at it, it looks like it's just like breathing to them. But watching Dan and Jason, use our woodland mills to basically make an actual timber frame, it was cool. It looked like they were hardly using any energy, and just watching the tools and the chain mortiser and putting in the pegs, and I've always been fascinated by it. Timber framing, like true joinery, is totally different than post and beam. Post and beam is something that can look like timber framing, like you're using big timbers, but you're bolting them together. You're using plates, and you're drilling through them, and then putting a bolt and a nut, and maybe even big lags. Like, it looks good, and by the way, you'll fool 90% of the people out there. Kind of like artificial maple syrup. Artificial pancake syrup. But when it comes to timber framing, true joinery, like, there's no substitute. Kind of like pure maple syrup. So what we're doing over the next several episodes is, George is going to do some sawmilling on his wood miser, and Dan and Jason are going to do some milling on their timber frame, or their woodland mills, HM 130 Max, and then so are we. So we all kind of picked part of the list, of the material list. So Dan ran it in the computer program. Here's the drawing. Here's what we need. Designed it, and then basically gave us all our marching orders. We're going to mill everything up, haul it down to Cambridge, Ohio, and assemble a timber frame on site. So everything's going to get cut, measured, all the joinery is going to be done on site over a 3-day show, and that's what this is. So it's not your typical maple syrup videos. I'm going to still be putting those out. I got a lot to do yet, and a lot of your places to come visit and make some footage. And you guys love the Sugar House tours. I'm never going to stop doing that. That's really the heart of this channel. But I have a hobby, and I don't want to waste all the footage. A lot of you don't know this, but making footage is probably 30% of the work. Editing everything, well, that's a lot more work. It's 70%, 75%, and especially when you have large 4K files. And Jacob was busy. I was busy. When I'm running hard, I don't really have time to both film and edit. That's why we're a good team. So that's what this stuff's about. I hope you enjoy it. And if not, it's okay. I'm not offended. There's a lot of people that watch the channel for the sawmilling content. There's a lot of people that watch the channel for the maple syrup content. And I'm weird. I just can't do one thing on my channel. So I hope you enjoy it. We're making a 10x10 timber frame sugar house, which I plan to use to go back to the basics and do some maple syrup production with my dad. It'll be fun. So back to buckets, guys. Back to buckets. So thanks for watching. Stick around and enjoy the series. Good morning, good morning. It is Saturday, 6 a.m. I'm heading to the sawmill. And I got my buddy Charlie with me. Got to get back here by noon because the boys have a soccer game today. So it'll be the first time the older two boys are on the field together. And after that game's over, I'm probably going to head back to the sawmill and try to catch up with George and Dan. Those guys are machines. So I want to get ahead of it, you know? Try to at least have a respectable number of these timbers milled so they're not so nervous. They're a little nervous. So we did have a little rain last night, and thank goodness we moved everything under the sawmill shed here with this little bench that Austin and I made. Shoot, I can't remember what episode that was, but I'll put it up above. This definitely would have got everything wet. There's a little pool here, and yeah, I'm glad that Eric suggested moving everything over here. But I got here early because I have some things I'd like to get done before the boys' soccer match today, and it's about an hour drive here and back. So yeah, I wanted to get to these logs for the Paul Bunyan show and make sure I'm working on what I should be, not duplicating efforts. But anyways, it's a pretty morning this morning. Sun's starting to come up. Charlie! Brought my helper with me today, but where'd he go? Not really sure where Charlie went. Charlie! I'm gonna leave you. What a knucklehead. Aha, there he is. What are you doing? Huh? You going to see if Grandma's here? What are you doing? What are you doing, Chuck? Are you happy, dog, this morning? Are you happy at Grandma's? That's a happy dog right there, folks. That is a happy dog right there. He's not being a city dog this morning. He's being a sow dog this morning. Somebody's happy to be here. Prancing. He's prancing. He really wants to catch the bunny. I don't think that's happening, buddy. He's been trying for years. So George gave me a list of what I need to get done. That helps. Thank you, George. And I got to go dig a big log out of the pile because we got to make another big guy. Kind of like him. Need another one. You know, getting a big log is all relative, right? Big for Northeast Ohio, Western Pennsylvania. It's not big for the Pacific Northwest, that's for sure. They got much bigger tractors. They got much bigger logs. Sorry. Just thinking about how much my tractor's going to mark up the ground now that it rained. We've been fortunate to have a lot of dry weather. But this land over here is really sandy. So it drains quick. There's just a lot of it coming off this hill. Now I'm hoping I can get both grapples down on that log. Because I think it's a lot of torque on one side of the tractor loader. There's one thing I can say that I see consistently with LS tractors on the message boards is People like to wreck their loaders. I don't think I'm any different. I want to get something done here this morning. I feel like I'm just spinning my wheels. You ever do that? Just feel like you're spinning your wheels? So I got my repaired laser in the mail, and I'm going to reinstall it here because it is handy for stuff like this. You want to know where you're coming out. I originally started it out here, and then I realized it needs to be closer to the log, so don't make the mistake I did. And then take a look at this. I wish I had gone up a little bit. So there's a template. You know, I had to make these holes a little bit bigger so I had a little bit play, but if there was a template, I would say you want this hole, you know, darn near just above the middle of that belly on that S. Just above the middle of that belly button there. There is a magnet that helps you install. 3/8. I bought stainless hardware to install it. Let's see where we're at here. Where I got in trouble is when I was way down low and I must have caught on one of the handles of the log dogs or something, and it just ripped it right out of the back of this. So I asked my dad to get me some more of those sticky things, which I think will be handy. I'm going to go ahead and use this thing for now to keep it from dangling. It's a no dangle zone here. Okay, laser's on. And this, you always want this in the same place too, so I tend to match up both shields. Tighten it down with this guy, then this guy. But yeah, I wouldn't want to do this without this laser, to be really honest with you. So my mill's currently set at, take her down. Actually, let's see where we're at. Currently set at 13.5, and I do believe the best way to install this thing is to make a flat cut on this mill, and then set your laser to the cut. I think that is the best thing to do. You'll drive yourself nuts running back and forth trying to, you know, that says 13 at the end of the mill. 12.5, so you'll drive yourself nuts. You're just better off making a cut and then adjusting the laser. It's just so much easier. So let me dog this guy in. We dog him in, and then we will make a top cut. That sounded like a sneeze of grandma there. My mom has a lot of sneeze on planet Earth. She's a good 300. She used to make babies cry. Every baby in the family, as soon as my mom sneezes, they're like, what is that? And they cry. So here's 10. Draw 10 right here. Of course, I want to do 6 by 10. Let's center the 6 here. Center the 6, which would be right here. Center it. So, 3 on this side, 3 on this side. So this is 6. That's 10. There we go. Flip it over. Here's the 6 by 10. What George is doing is he'll cut here, he'll cut here, and he'll cut out here just to make sure the tension's off the log, which I like it because these things do bow when there's a little bit of tension. So trying to center that pith, but there's my 6 by 10. I kind of like it. I'm gonna go with it. So let's do it. There's a very specific reason I basically do sawmilling, and it has to do with this. Bissell Maple Farm is not in the maple syrup business. It's actually in the people business. So we're not in the maple syrup business, we are in the people business. At the beginning I thought we were in the maple syrup business, but I have spent a lot of time messing up, and over the last 5 years getting to the point where I don't want to be needed in my company. If I get hit by a bus, my family's going to be okay. And I can tell you that's been true for about 12 to 14 months. That the company can function without me. I have a very specific role. I joke and I say, well, the only thing I do anymore is give tours and make YouTube videos. Which is true. That definitely occupies my time, so I'm not there messing with my team while things are going well. But my job is to work for my teammates in solving problems and teaching them how to think and solve problems, not telling them what to do. There's a very specific, like I've made so many mistakes. I have a lot I can teach from that, but also teaching my team how to make mistakes and learn from them. That's important, but I have a really talented team. Bissell Maple Farm is a very, it's a lot, our people, and anybody who's worked with us will tell you, like, we have some of the greatest people in the maple industry, and that's where I put my time. How can I help them? So how does this, at all relate to sawmilling? Well, it's this simple. You know, limitation of the leader is a limitation of the organization. And the way I am built is I'm a starter. I can start things. I mean, my strengths and gifts also come with weaknesses, and they're really the same. It's not like over here's kryptonite and over here's Superman. It's no, you know, being bipolar and recognizing that and dealing with that, you know, there's some strengths that come to it, like superpowers. And if it's wartime, and I'm going to use my mentor Tim McCarthy's example because it's so fitting. If it's wartime and there's a lot of crap happening and things aren't going well, you want me there. I will help bring things to order. I love it. There's an adrenaline rush to it. It's something that I love doing, solving problems, fixing problems, and organizing a team to solve really difficult and complex things. But when things are going well and it's peacetime, you want me in another country. Charlie likes 7 people in this world.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He's tolerating you, George. He needed this.
Why?
Because he hasn't been out to the saw.
Oh.
He likes coming out with me.
Well, I wish you had done this a while ago. I had treats for him, but
Yeah.
I gave them to my daughter.
She has dogs.
Yeah, she's a doggy daycare girl.
That's right.
How you doing, huh? Oh, yeah.
I was like, yeah. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Don't nip. No. He tried to get you in the back of the heel.
That's it.
All right. Here's a square, George.
What size is that one?
This is going to be 6 by 10. Then I did the George method. I called it that during my video. Loosen the tension. The square's right to your left. Pretty. You
the other side.
dang, I think this is the bad side.
Well, I'm going to measure both, so.
I don't know. I think I did okay.
That looks really good.
Yeah. Of course, I like the shady side.
That looks really good.
I think your method's the key.
Yeah, I think
Let the tension off.
It's perfect. There's no daylight there at all. Nice.
So it's square, but here's where it gets weird. Measure the width, the height. So that's why I stopped.
Well, you're at 10 3/8 all the way down. What's the problem?
Am I really?
Yeah.
There's no way I'm that lucky.
And you're 7 inches wide.
Yeah, I gotta take a little bit off. But that's what I'm saying. I did your method.
Yeah, 10 3/8 all the way down. You're fine.
George method.
Where's the log you're going to cut the 16-footer?
The 17-footer out there.
Okay.
This is the point when I screw up, George. That's why I stopped.
So you got that just a little low. You got to come up a little bit more than a blade width.
Well, I was gonna flip it over. I cut this. I was gonna flip it
Okay,
over.
well this mark here is below 10 inches.
Yes, that's why I stopped.
Okay.
That's
And
why.
I see you have
I was
it
getting
shimmed.
hot and tired. I'm like, you know what?
You have it shimmed.
I do.
No.
I did. I had it shimmed.
Well, all right, let's flip it over and make the cut. We got to do a cut on the sides, too.
Yeah, just on the side, right?
No, you're not at 10 inches here.
Okay. Which one do you want me to do next?
Let's do the side next.
All right.
That's only one turn, so that makes it easy. You put it all the way down?
I do.
It was perfectly square before. It's perfectly square now. So it's adjusted properly. It's cutting nice. We didn't wedge anything, and you got a nice square cut.
Yeah.
Let's stand it up, do the other side, and this side up.
You want? We flipped it down this time last time, right?
Right, so you want this side up. This was the
Yep.
bottom. So all we got to do is get the height now. This is what, a 6 by 10?
Yes.
Okay, so we need. We should do the other side.
Because the pith's on the other side. Yeah.
Because the
That's
pith is up high.
the one where I made my pre-cut.
Yeah.
That's fine. I get it. I felt like I did well on this one today.
Hang on. Yeah, that's what we should do.
I used the pith, George.
May the pith be with you.
Yeah. Look at that, buddy.
Austin would be proud. All right, so we need. You writing on them too?
Yeah. This is a 13-footer, right?
Yeah, probably. Or 14. Might be a 14.
I think it's a 13.
Yeah, it's 13.
So I have to go above this cut, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait, let me look. Yeah, you do. You have to go one. You want the full blade above the cut. That's it.
Remember, my blades are 16.
Yeah, go up.
So that's the blade.
Yeah, go up.
You want me to see what that looks like?
Sure, go ahead. It's perfect.
All right.
Nice and slow again. Yep.
My goal was to get these two off so I can move these log logs. But I'm willing to tackle the other big one so we can say it's done.
Yeah, exactly. You got a perfect beam.
What? Wait. Let me. What? Say that?
You got a perfect beam.
Oh, did you hear what he said? He said I got a perfect beam. Yep.
Here, bring your camera. Watch.
The George method. That's what I call it.
6 inch
Yeah.
by 10 inch.
Nice.
Square, flat, straight.
Dan will like this one.
He will.
Sweet.
In fact, I'm going to take a picture with my phone and send it to him.
You guys been texting each other. Is
Nate all right?
he gonna make it? Well, that's a good question. Does he know what he's doing? No. I dug it out, George. It was on the bottom. Ooh, she's wide on one side. She's got a wide berth on the back end here.
Yeah, so we're going to have to maybe make it tall when we put it on the mill.
What's the width from? Yeah, she
31.
ain't gonna make it. I'll take an edge off of the chainsaw. Or,
You only got to take an inch off. You can do 30.
yeah, or if we cut it, which we need to anyways, right?
I don't know. Let me see how long it is.
It's close to 17, I think.
$16.10.
So if I take,
I wouldn't take more than an inch.
really?
You can only cut 16 and a half, right?
Right.
So you could take 2 inches off either end.
Well, how about I take 1 inch off that end and 3 off this so it'll fit?
Yeah, okay.
Take off right there.
I've done this before.
Yeah. I like how you just wrote it right up there.
Yeah. When it's close, force it.
Yes. Too wheelie.
Do a wheelie, yeah. Well,
Cool.
we're good.
Dinner time. Mom made chicken and mashed potatoes. Bum bada bum bada bum bada bum bada bum bum. Bum bada bum bada bum bada bum bum bada bum bum bum. I don't even know what Western that's from. Bonanza?
Yeah.
Bonanza. Chickenza.
That is a big log we got going there.
Yeah, it's a beautiful sight.
Yeah.
We got energy too. George said we're off by a little bit. All right, Dad, grab the can hook. If it's wartime and there's a lot of crap happening and things aren't going well, you want me there. But when things are going well and it's peacetime, you want me in another country. Because if I come into work and things are going well, I'm going to look for things and nitpick, and my team's crushing it. You know, it doesn't matter if they can label, 15 quarts a minute, if they could do 30, if they're crushing it. So as founders, as as entrepreneurs, we can operate at a high level for short amount of time or whatever. We often don't think about the people that have to do it every day. That's another discussion for another time. So why am I telling you this? My sawmill is something I can do, so I'm not messing with my team. So I'm not causing problems on my team. And when you own the company and you're the founder and you go in there and you start messing with things, people are going to let you do it because it's your company. Doesn't mean it's right, but they're going to let you do it. I love going to work. I love being around maple all day long. I love it, but I need a hobby, or it'll just drive everybody nuts. And so that's why I have the sawmill. And if you're thinking about getting a sawmill, it is way better than you think it's going to be. So just helping you with your spouse, if you've been thinking about, buying a sawmill, you should. It's fun. It's awesome. It allows you to get some exercise, build things out of thin air, stuff that I love. And that's kind of why this series exists.
And somewhere you have a 6 by 8 by 8 foot. Is that one?
I don't know.
6 by 10 by 13. Here, measure that one down there. I'm marking who cut it and how many we have cut. So there's 4. We need 4 of those. I cut 2 already. We need 2 of those at 13 foot. I cut 2. We need 2 of those at 16 foot. You cut 2.
Now tell me what to cut next. Well, I got my little list going.
All right,
let's go in here. All right, so what can I cross off? We did a 6 by 10 by 16, right? Said we needed 1.
Yeah.
That's done. 6 by 10 by 13, one done.
Right.
So we need one. So 6 by 10 by 14, we need 2 of those.
Yes.
6 by 8 by 10, we need five more.
Yes.
And then that's all I've written down.
6 by 8 by 8 foot. We need 3 more.